Hey yo everyone, Castlecheck here with my first ever Pokemon Challenge run. So, can I beat Pokemon Sword and Shield with only one Snom? I believe anything can happen once I get past Kabu, so we'll see. Let's go over the rules real quick. In battle, I can only use Snom. I can only use items outside of battle except for a held item. No cheats or exploits can be used in game, and of course, Prey. I'm gonna need it. Snom's base stats are awful, and it's the 4th weakest Pokemon of all time with a base stat total of 185. The only thing we can prey on is its special attack stat being about 45, and that's not all that good either. But without further ado, let's get into the run, shall we? Here's our Snom's stats real quick, just so you know what the assets are and flaws. It has a defense asset and a speed flaw, which is not so good. But anyway, just to show off what happens at level 5 here, just to show you the pain of dealing with the first trainer. We got lucky, we got a crit and win. It was really hard just on the first trainer alone. So you can tell by the time when we got to the second trainer, things were not going our way at all. I struggle bug it a few times, trying to just get any sort of damage off, but we just lose. So I go and grind already on some Rookadies just randomly in the wild, who can actually kill us still, despite their level. Using Peck, they'll just super effective one-shot me, so I have to be really careful with that. But after some fortunate grinding, we were able to easily take out this Choolittle and make it to our first actual rival fight. Now, I had Hop get Scorbunny to make this as challenging as possible for myself. That was a mistake. I'm not really proud of that choice. So, basically, at this point, I'm just trying to lose, but I want to at least take down the Wooloo in order to get some XP. So I didn't really care what happened here, because I knew the Scorbunny was just going to use Ember on me, but the Scorbunny, believe it or not, for some reason in this fight, chose not to use Ember. So I just looked like an idiot using Mirror Coat as it uses Growl a bunch, and that's just mean. I'm not going to lie, this is pretty mean. I just die. But that's okay, it allows us to progress the game. We go to the wild area, grab Snom's most powerful move of Bug Buzz, which is a 90 power, 100 accuracy special attacking move, and it is regrettably Snom's strongest move that he can get via TM. Snom, via level up, can't learn anything besides Powder Snow and Struggle Bug at level 1, so we are relying solely on TMs for the rest of this run to boost us through this game. And that is not good. Definitely not good. So here we go again. Obviously, I try the Mirror Coat strategy again, and it doesn't work. But when I switch to Bug Buzz, he actually uses a fire move. A special attacking fire move. I mean, what? The AI just knows what I'm going to pick. We try again at level 18. Bug Buzz one-shots the Wooloo. You know, that's pretty swell. And I enjoy it when I am able to actually one-shot anything with this Snom. Like, this is ridiculous. We Bug Buzz it. We're actually able to win this time because it doesn't pick any fire moves. It just quick attacks and tackles me a lot. I don't understand why. Hop uses a potion for some odd reason and we win the fight. But I'm not so sure as to why the AI was confusing me like that. Well, we haven't won the fight yet. I forgot about his Rookadee. His Rookadee, just Powder Snow. It didn't even happen. Just get rid of it. There it goes. Just after I take a peck real quick. There it goes. Goodbye. Hop's Rookadee was actually weaker than the Rookadies I fought in the wild, arguably, in my opinion. But, hey, we beat him, and we move on to our first rival fight against Bede. This fight can solely be surmised as Bug Buzz. All of his Pokemon are Psychic, and Bug Buzz is super effective. So that's all that happens here, is I just Bug Buzz the ever-living crap out of his Pokemon. And this is the whole fight. It's just, granted his Gothorita outspeeded me, but Bug Buzz just does in the work and kills it. That is the story for every early Hop fight, by the way. I mean, not Hop, Bede. Frick, I can't speak words, but that's okay. Bede just dies a lot in the early encounters. Because he can't really compete with Snom's bug typing. And next up is Gym Leader Milo, who we fight against his Gossifleur. I forgot to, I grabbed the leftovers in the wild area prior to this fight. So I will be healing off of that, as held items are allowed. So, obviously, I Bug Buzz the Gossifleur down, no problem. However, when we get to Eldegoss, I made a few mistakes that I'm not so proud of. So, after this attempt, I went back and grabbed the silver powder from the route behind us. And that, fortunately, was a deferring difference when fighting this Eldegoss, but as for this attempt, well, it was a combination of bad luck and just not a good enough damage output, it seems like. Granted, Snom is the 4th weakest Pokemon of all time. I mean, I just don't know what I was doing there, to be honest. See, Max Overgrowth doesn't do a whole lot, but when he switched to Max Strike, that's when I started having some problems. After one more Max Growth, I was down to 15 health here, and then he just Max Striked me, which was the thing I didn't want to have happen, because I would have won if it wasn't for a Max Strike. But don't worry, I come back a little bit stronger, have a different Snom this time because I had to breed a new one because the other one didn't obey me anymore, really, at level 22, so... And we grabbed the Silver Powder this time, so we're way more prepared to take on this Eldegoss than last time. And yeah, you know the rest. I Max Flutterby him into submission, and it was quite easy and enjoyable. I won't be saying that very often during this run. Keep in mind, I cut out a lot of attempts that people don't get to see because they are so frustratingly close. This one was the only one I believe that I didn't... Well, there was one other fight, but this one and the other fight that for gym leaders, I did have always more than one attempt. Blah. I ended that fight with a crit, and we move on. Man, I'm gonna need to level my Snom more, it looks like, because it's only level 20 here. So, you know, that's just how it is. I was able to do this on par with them, but that's not gonna be much of a pattern for long. I get my badge, and we move on. Oh my goodness gracious, this was one heck of a run. Next up, we grab the Attract TM from Route 5, because this is one of Snom's best chances of, well, doing anything involving status ailments to mess with our opponents so they can't hit us. So there's another fight on the bridge with him. I'm level 32 now. Yeah, I really over-leveled myself, so because I was really worried about Raboot, because Raboot knows Flame Charge, and unfortunately it uses Flame Charge. And we just die. We just die. It's not good. It's not a good time for any of us here. I just can't take it. We try again here, and we get way better RNG luck than before. We one-shot the Wooloo with Bug Buzz as per common, and we just take the XP and move on here. Here's Raboot again. Thankfully, Raboot did some really questionable attacks this time. He used Growl on me, which wasn't what I was going for anyway. And then I set up a Mirror Coat. It rounded me for some reason. I didn't even know this Raboot gets round. And then it uses Double Kick. Why it didn't use Flame Charge for the knockout, I have no idea, but I'll take it for the win. I have a lot of lucky parts in this series. Some of which I didn't get on camera, but that's fine, you know? Anyway, we Powder Snow the Corvisquire after surviving a Pluck. You know the rest. It goes down. After 2 hits. I forgot about that. That's fine. After 2 hits, he uses a potion. This time, it goes back down to the red again. I have enough health to just... It used Peck. I live on 3 health. Oh my goodness, I barely won that fight. And we move on. Moving up next to Nessa. Nessa sends out Goldeen. And, well, all I have to say about Nessa's Pokemon, all except her Dreadnought, are extremely weak. Like, I didn't have much of an issue with Nessa's Pokemon. I forgot to put Leftovers back on for this fight, but... Oh, no, I did put Leftovers back on. Never mind. See, that's how little I remember things. Yeah, I just Bug Buzz. It uses Aqua Jet, because that's all Arrokuda will ever do, is either Aqua Jet me, or... It just uses priority to beat me, pretty much. This Dreadnought is the only thing that even in a regular playthrough I would be afraid of. And let me tell you, if I would have had one more turn, I would have killed this Dreadnought. So it's only a matter of luck if I would have killed this Dreadnought or not. Well, actually, no, it wasn't a matter of luck. Yeah, it was a matter of luck killing this Dreadnought. I was praying it wouldn't use Max Rockfall, which it didn't. It used Max Darkness for some reason. It just stuck to Max Darkness. I don't know why. The AI was really forgiving in this early half of the run. Not so much in the later half, but we got there. Max Strike took us out. We come back again. Same shtick applies. But first we gotta, you know, go through it again here. obviously. At this point in time, I'd like to just thank a few people for inspiring me to do this run of Snom only. I'd like to thank the mah-dry-bread YouTube channel. Mah-dry-bread hasn't done a challenge run over this particular Pokemon, but, you know, I still gotta give him props for his Pokemon challenge videos. He helped me establish the format of these types of videos if I was to do more of these in the future. And PokeTips Mike was the actual guy who encouraged me to do the for real run, who did this about 3 months ago and only got up to Kabu. He inspired me to try and beat Kabu. And, well, spoiler alert, I wouldn't be uploading this video if I didn't beat Kabu, but I did beat Kabu. But you'll just be surprised at the length it took me to beat him. And I'll explain in greater detail once we get there, but as for now, Nessa's gonna send out her Dreadnought again. And I'm gonna beat it this time. One can only pray. Right? So here comes the Dreadnought again. I max Flutterby. Honestly, I got so lucky that this thing did not use max Rockfall. I know it has a rock move at this point. Unfortunately, later in the run, Nessa's just like, yeah, no, I'm gonna use max Rockfall 90% of the time, so that was a little bit much for me. So, you know, that's all it is. Snom's got 108 health going into this. Max Darkness hits, and doesn't do that much. I hit him with a special attacking move. Max Darkness hits at me again. I use Max Flutterby. I just need to live one more attack. And for some reason, she switches to Max Geyser. And I live on 20 health. And she loses. I just don't understand what happened here. I really don't. I just don't get it at all. You know, it's weird. It's crazy how dumb the early AI can be sometimes. So yeah, we get the gym badge and we move on. It's fantastic. I have nothing else to say about Nessa other than her AI gets a lot worse. We're against Beta again. You know what happens here. Bug Buzz. I keep laughing as I talk about the early Beta encounters because he's just so he's the least threatening human being on the planet. Like, I fear the random trainer after this that has a Carkol more than I fear this guy. Like, that's how bad this is. Up next is Marnie. And let's just say this was a lot of bad luck on my part. I just couldn't, for the life of me, remember Croagunk's typing exactly. So for some reason, I start with a Bug Buzz. I get Venoshocked, and then I heal with leftovers. I switch to Powder Snow, rectifying my mistake instantly. However, it hits me with Revenge, which is the worst thing it could have done. Because Revenge did a lot of damage to me, quite arguably. I take out her Croagunk, and then up next is her Scraggy, and I just kind of fall apart from there. Yeah, things did not go well when Scraggy was on the field. Scraggy just hits me with, what was it? Headbutt, and I just was like, man, I'm not going to win this with what I have. And then he headbutts me again, I die. And then we come back again, this time not getting hit by Revenge, and taking out Croagunk. A lot of this has just come down to luck, man. Like, if I were to tell you the most luck-sensitive run, this is it. I use a track for the first time on this Scraggy here. And then I accidentally do it twice because I'm just speeding through the fight. But at this point, this is really fortunate. I got a crit, which is helpful. And then I just have some really good love luck here, immobilizing him after 2 headbutts worth of attempts, and after he potioned up, meaning I can just sit here and just Powder Snow him to death, which is fantastic, which is what I wanted. And I keep popping crits left and right. Early game, things were going my way. They wouldn't be doing that for much longer, though. Let's just say, and Morpeko was an easy one-shot with Bug Buzz. I don't even need to explain how easy this Pokemon was. She hits me with Bite, but it doesn't do a whole lot. It does quite a bit, but I still win and get the knockout. So, you know, that was the Marnie fight. Up next is the real hell of the run that everyone talks about. Gym Leader Kabu has 3 Fire-type Pokemon. The Ninetales, which is a primary special attacker. I tried to go for the Attract strategy. Died at level 36 in 1 hit. Not worth it. I have all the Pokemon from the challenge there that I caught from the thing, but they're no longer here for the next attempt. Gym Leader Kabu, we try again. Ninetales. I come back at level, like, 50-something. It's still not enough. I got Will-O-Wisp turn 1. The actual strategy to winning this fight here is actually to Dynamax turn 1, believe it or not. If you Dynamax turn 1, you will actually very easily win this entire fight. However, I had to come back at level 70 in order to get to the Scorch, which was a major problem. But right now I'm level 66, got killed by Scentinferno. Came back at level 70, had much better luck after Dynamaxing since turn 1. So, that was a... I don't know what that was. I'm not even going to explain. That was a lag break or something. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm still explaining this. The Scorch basically went down pretty easily here to max Flutterby again. It went down after 2 hits. I survived the Scentinferno. I get hurt by Fire Spin. I go out of my Dynamax form, just praying to the Lord that Bug Buzz does enough damage with the Silver Powder to kill, and it does. If I had... I got my Snom to level 70 to win this fight. And you may think this would make more of the run easier, but it doesn't. Yeah, I grabbed the 3rd gym badge, obviously. And, well, we just move on. We just move on. Hop time again, and this is where we've hit the pinnacle of Hop. At this point in time, I can almost guarantee you, I am getting sick of Raboot, and don't know how I'm going to deal with it when it finally evolves. So, obviously, it used Dive, the Cramorant strat. It's going to use Dive, it's got a Pikachu in its mouth, it's going to spit the Pikachu out at me after I kill it, paralyzing me, which is not good for me. Not at all. It's kind of rough, you know? Raboot comes onto the field again to rustle my jimmies, and you know what's gonna happen. Fire move. And we die. We die. We come back again. Persistent as ever. Prepping our Mirror Coat. He used Round again. He takes a little bit of damage from Round. We stay on the Mirror Coat strat. He double kicks us. I fail Mirror Coat. I just give up on Mirror Coat. I go for Bug Buzz. For some reason, he doesn't use a fire move, and we just kill it. I don't know why. I don't know how this worked. He sent out Toxel next. I didn't even, like, worry at this point. I get rid of the Raboot. I'm in the clear, pretty much, kind of deal. So this was good. He sends out Silicabra, so I just use Powdered Snow to finish him off. You know, at this point, Hop does a lot of experimenting with his team, and it's not in his favor. Gym 4 is Alistair. He sends out Yamask turn 1, so we obviously just go for the Powdered Snow technique just to kill him off. Next, he sends out Cursula, which is actually one of the more threatening Pokemon in his team because it knows Ancient Power, leading us down to 22. I just give up at this point. I just let him kill me. We try again. Yamask goes down in 1 hit again to Powdered Snow. That's not really much of an issue for me, is it? He goes down really quickly. Yay. I'm excited about that. Cursula this time, I'm a little bit smarter. I use Attract. And make him fall in love, Immobilize. I'm preying on Immobilization luck at this point, and a really weak Powdered Snow attack. Because Bug Buzz is not very effective, but at this point I just decided to go for it to see if it would kill, and it did, fortunately. Next up is Mimikyu. And Mimikyu went pretty well, I'm gonna say. He used Hone Claws to stack up its attack stat. I destroy its Disguise. Disguise is one of those abilities I just really hate. It just slashes me. I don't know why. All this Pokemon does is just use Slash. It stacked 1 Hone Claws, then slashed. And then I just killed it. I don't know. I don't know if the game was throwing me a bone after how many deaths I had, but I don't know. Here comes Gengar as Dynamax Pokemon. I stick to Max Hailstorm, which is a pretty good idea in my opinion to do because, well, Hail gives me that nice ice boost that I need. Gengar, I don't understand why he was not that threatening. Like, his Cursula was his most threatening Pokemon at this current point in the game, and I don't understand why it was. Again, Max Darkness, that was a crit, so I had nothing to fear at that point, so I just Hailstormed. I know I'm like level 70 at this point, but I'm still being like highly threatened. And then it uses G-Max Terra, which does a lot to me. A lot of these fights is a current trend of I live in the red. And get real lucky. We level up to level 71, and we get the 4th gym badge relatively easily, actually. And wow, I'm gotta say, I didn't expect it to get this easy, but it gets easier, believe it or not. As you know, after we defeat Gym 4, we go on to the next Bay Day encounter. I just sped this really fast. You know the drill. It's just Bug Buzz. Just Bug Buzz the entire thing, you know? It's so easy. If you just Bug Buzz, you just win the game. Like, you just beat Bay Day anytime you just Bug Buzz. And now I go and pick up the Eviolite in Balloonia, which raises special defense and defense stat, because I really need this item. This item will make our Snom so significantly bulkier that we will have less problems for the rest of the game. I don't know why I was messing around so much with this and hitting a double attract when I could have just used Bug Buzz to end this fight early, but hey, you know, I'm just doing me. So anyway, we get the best item for Snom for the entire run, and this is where things get even easier for us. First, now we fight Gym Leader Opal with our newly found Eviolite. And basically, we're just kind of here. I use Attract on the Weezing, and well, since Opal's deciding to just give us free stat boosts, I can just take these and, well, make her die faster with them. And this Weezing doesn't even hit me, which is phenomenal, and I love it. The only Pokemon that does hit me is her Togekiss, with anything considerably dangerous. I use Powdered Snow. It uses Ancient Power, which we all know is bad. I survive on 69 health. Nice. Her favorite color is purple. We continue on, gaining another stat boost, giving us more and more power. And then we kill the Togekiss off. It's that easy. It's that easy. And then here's Mawile. If this Pokemon used Iron Head, I would have been in great trouble. Instead, it uses Crunch, which is a very surprising choice, in my honest opinion. I don't know why it used Crunch. I don't know why I used Bug Buzz the one time. But, you know, I just did what I did. And obviously I compliment her age, so that way I don't get a debuff for being right. And I just win this fight. No problem. Mawile's down. She sends out her last Pokemon, which is all Creamy Dynamax. And we all know the G Dynamax Finale is not a very powerful move. So I just Dynamax, and for the first time in this run, have a deathless gym. It's fantastic. I never thought I would have this kind of thing where it would just be this easy. I didn't think I would ever have a gym battle go this smoothly in this run. Is it the fact that I'm level 70? Could be. I don't think it was, because I still can't one-shot like anything, and I still had some issues like getting this far. But like G-Max Finale does like no damage. It is one of the worst Dynamax moves I've ever seen. Like, there is no contest there. Gym Leader Opal went down fairly easily that way, and we obtained the 5th gym badge. I wish I could say things went easier after this, but this is the part of the run where I realized I can't win. I know what you're thinking. You're not even halfway done with this video yet. What do you mean you can't win? Here's what happened. I beat the Trevant with fairly easily using Powdered Snow. It tries to go, it gets frozen solid. I have such good RNG luck here. It freezes to death. But here's the thing. Even if I were to level myself, this level 37 Cinderace, even if I was lucky enough to dodge Pyro Ball, I would not be able to kill, even if, see, I dodged Pyro Ball here, but I am not strong enough to kill it. It'll just one-shot me. It will just one-shot me. So, I have to I restarted the entire game and picked Score Bunny myself. So what you're seeing here is another attempt, but after I did all of the previous footage again. So, I come back at level 77, this time replacing his God tier Cinderace is a Heatmore, which still puts on a little bit of pressure, but not as much as before. Thankfully. Thankfully. Because, so now I made him pick Grookey at the start of the game, because it was the only way to remove Cinderace. The only way to remove the Cinderace is to remove the Cinderace from the equation entirely and pick Score Bunny. So, this fight goes a lot smoother than last time, for strictly that reason. I don't think it's possible for you to beat that run if Hop has that Score Bunny. It may be possible if Leon has the score bunny, but I'm not so sure. Anyway, we lived this fight barely, even though I said that we'd switch Pokemon for our survival. Up next is gym number 6 with gym leader Melanie. And oh my god. Oh man. If I had... I don't know how long this took me. But let me tell you, her Frostmoth was useless to an extent. I didn't heal going into this attempt. I did the gym challenge, fell in the ice lots of times, and then died to this Darmanitan because it knows Fire Fang. I died there and scurried back onto the Pokemon Center. We try again. You can see the theme of this run is we try again. But, yeah, so Frostmoth is extremely frail. My Snom, I believe, actually has better stats with the Eviolite on. But Bug Buzz this time, after a little bit of work, kills this time. We were at level 80 this time. This time I decided to bust out the big brain plays and just Dynamax on him right off the bat. There is no mercy in this game for me anymore. I just went straight in. Most of the strategies for winning these fights involve Dynamaxing on a certain Pokemon that the opposing trainer has. And, well, that strategy worked a lot because I didn't have to worry about Ice Cube. I didn't have to worry about Arcanine earlier in the run. I didn't have to worry about lots of Pokemon just by Dynamaxing turn 1. Or turn 2 in some cases. The theme here is, yes, Snom only is a very difficult type of thing to do. But the fact of the matter is, I got ridiculously far. I didn't actually think I would get even this far. Max Geyser's in effect. Honestly, the Max Lapras went down surprisingly well. I didn't expect it to go down this easily. However, in this run, I didn't exactly use the Eviolite. The first run I did. This one I used the Silver Powder again, because the Silver Powder ups the damage of Bug-type moves, and I figured the Eviolite wasn't working here. So, I switched to the Eviolite. So, that was Gym 6. Pretty easy. We get the Ice Gym badge, and we move on to our next Hop encounter. The last one for a little while, actually, which is nice, because I hate this encounter. I hate fighting Hop. This fight went really well, except for when it didn't. Corviknight is surprisingly the joke of his team. All Corviknight did was Scary Face. I don't know why. I even accidentally hit Bug Buzz instead of... Oh yeah, after we defeated Melanie, by the way, we got the TM for Icy Wind, which is an Ice-type special attack move, I believe, that does 55 damage instead of the 40 we were already doing. So I figured it'd be worth just having. It also hits 2 targets, which will come in handy for the 8th gym. However, we got wrecked by Heavy Slam here, and we weren't unable to kill the Snorlax. But don't worry, because, of course, what do? We come back again to challenge Hop in his stupid double. Oh, man, let me tell you. I think the thing that angered me the most during this run was Hop. Not Kabu. Not anyone else. Just Hop. Bede became the joke of the run. Hop became the brick wall of the run, which was the most baffling thing to me. How Hop became the brick wall, I have no unearthly idea. He was the hurdle for me to overcome every time, and I have no idea why. At first it was his Cinderace, but you remove the Cinderace from the equation, I thought it'd be a little bit easier. Nope, then his Snorlax just picks up the mantle. But anyway, you know how this part goes. He knocks me off for some reason, I Bug Buzz him, he's dead. I don't understand Hop at all. I really don't. Hop is such an interesting individual with his move choices. Pinurchin I thought would put the death in me, but I just Bug Buzz and he dies, so I don't know why I got that lucky. I never got the Quick Claw during this run, but that's fine. Up next is Marnie. I forgot to heal for this encounter. After I fought Hop, I have one Bug Buzz going into it. I get Sucker Punched. I kill the Liepard with a crit. A lot of good crits happened during this run. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a lot of good crits happen. And then there's Toxicroak. So you Swagger on me. It doesn't really help me or really cripple me in any way. I just power through it. Like, I didn't really get hit by my own confusion. Take out the Toxicroak with relative ease. Then we get to Scrafty. I thought Scrafty would have been pretty easy here. Icy Wind, down to half health. Icy Wind has this weird thing whenever I use it, that it does a weird amount of damage sometimes, but it stays same for me this time. And now we got to more Pekko, where I should easily win this fight because it uses Torment, and it dies. I didn't expect Icy Wind to actually kill it, but here we are. Apparently, you have to have 2 Pokemon to enter this gym. I did not know that. I did not know you needed 2 Pokemon to enter Gym 7, of all things. Anyway, I come back. I brought the Score Bunny from earlier, because I knew I would be able to just easily beat him. However, this time I didn't really... I didn't have any ethers or anything, so Bug Buzzes were scarce. And I kinda didn't help me in that regard. So I go on for a little while here. Icy Wind. Icy Wind is a great move, man. As you can see, the Score Bunny's in there. I'm not going to use it. And Contrary ability. I love how he mocks the Contrary ability. He talks about it like it's going to happen, but it never does. He just dies. Inkay is the weirdest Pokemon to me. You got to flip your screen upside down just to evolve it. Anyway, here I'm just saying learn whatever you want, Score Bunny. I don't really care. I give it counter for some reason. And here's where its Obstagoon comes in. I'm just too weak to handle him. He uses Obstruct to get rid of my last Bug Buzz. And at that point, I just die. Like, which is baffling for me to die to Piers of all people, but I did. I got his Obstagoon really low. I die. I come back again. And this time, it goes way better. He fakes me out. It doesn't stun me for some reason. I use Bug Buzz. And he just dies again. And then here comes Malmar. You know what happens with Malmar. He just kind of goes down to the way of the Bug Buzz. Again, I really wasn't afraid of Team Yell or Baiday going into this because Bug is such a good typing against them. But, like, he's a lot less threatening this run because I'm easily able to take out his stuff. And here comes his last Pokemon, his Skunk Tank. I didn't actually think this would be so easy. I assumed it was going to use Flamethrower because Skunk Tank can learn Flamethrower, but it just Toxics me. And then it goes down. I'm really baffling sometimes, the AI. But it won't be for much longer. There he goes. He gives us our gym badge, and we're able to move on to the next gym, where we share a lot more, how would I put this into words? Interesting and strategic way of winning. Not even the gym leader. There's a gym trainer I got stuck on because Raihan doesn't play by the rules with dragon types very well. But first, before we go there, I have to catch a Magikarp because if I don't go and catch this Magikarp real quick, I can't have the Score Bunny be out doing things. So I name it Albluno after a YouTuber friend of mine whose link will be in the description of this video. He makes a lot of great content over there. He's a gaming channel himself, but I just had to talk about him. But anyway, here's the trainer that I got stuck on. It's worth noting Trainer Camilla because she could have been a run killer. I'm gonna be honest. That Ninetales over there, even though I could use Attract, I would just die. Check it. Flamethrower one-shots me. At level 81, Flamethrower will one-shot me. And Albluno's just gonna chill, take the splash, and then die. So here's what happens. I have to go... Here's the strategy. I go to the house right next to the Pokemon Center. I fight the Black Belt and get the most important item for this part of the run. I go and pick up the TM... Or not the TM. I go and pick up the Focus Sash so I can live on 1 health and then pray that the Tortner uses Shell Trap. So we go again, as per normal. Albluno's just here to vibe with the rest of us. Great guy he is. I set up Mirror Coat and Splash. He does exactly what I want him to. Flamethrower happens. I Mirror Coat back on the Ninetales. It'll die because Mirror Coat does double damage of what you dealt to me. And I lived on a prayer. Used Attract on Turnitor. Or Turnator. I don't know how to pronounce that Pokemon. and just bug buzz prey. Just bug buzz prey. It set up a shell trap, didn't hit me with it because I'm using a special attack. It got immobilized by love, so I didn't have to worry about getting hit by it. And I just won that fight. That was the most creative fight I had to do in the entire run. Next up is Gym Leader Raihan. And let me tell you, that Gigalith is the most threatening thing on the field. And I almost feel bad for how much abuse Albluno had to take during this part of the run. I have this set not to be sped up on purpose, just so I can explain every detail of this fight. Because I don't know how else I would bother to explain this fight. You can easily... I start off with an Icy Wind, which will kill off the Flygon, no problem. Flygon will fire Thunder Punch almost every time on Albluno and kill him instantly, which is fine with me. Icy Wind will kill the Flygon always, which is great, and I love the fact that it does that. However, this Gigalith, if it doesn't use Body Press on me, and it uses Rock Blast, I will die 90% of the time. I'm not even afraid that this Sandaconda knows Fire Fang, because he's not the real threat. This first fight was just the scout run, and honestly, it was really helpful to me so I could learn which was the threat and what wasn't the threat. The minute Rock Blast happened, I knew I was screwed. So, life did not go over too well for me the first run. We try again, though, and it goes much better than last time. Like, if I could tell you how much better this time went. Eventually, as time goes on, you get so lucky with your RNG that this is good. Icy Wind, obviously, turn 1 happened. It used Breaking Swipe, so actually Albluno lives for once, which baffles me, and I'm not sure if this is an illegal move or not. And then it takes the Body Press from Gigalith, giving our Snom much more and much needed HP, which is fantastic for me. I Dynamax, realizing I can kill the Gigalith with a Max Hailstorm, and then remove the threat from the field entirely. It may seem like Sandaconda is still a threat, but it's actually less of a threat than that Gigalith, because if that Gigalith uses its Rock Blast technique and it hits more than twice, I can't live no more, which it does hit me for 3 to 4 times, 90% of the footage that you aren't gonna see. Anyway, here comes Duraludon, and Duraludon, I actually just go straight for the Duraludon. Believe it or not, I thought he would be his most threatening Pokemon. I was afraid of moves like Max Depletion, or Max Steel Spike being what's not, because it's super effective against Snom, being the downside. It used Max Rockfall, which I expected it might have, but then I just live everything. Use Max Hailstorm, the Duraludon goes down. Phenomenal how that works. I didn't understand it myself. And then there's just Sandaconda left standing here, and then I just get rid of him. I live on 14 health, get rid of him, and I just win. I get lucky and win. This is how this run has been going for the vast majority of the time. And I'm surprised that this is how it happened. Like, this is 8 gyms in, and I just won again. I'm really happy that I did, too, by the way. Gym 8 was hard. For all the wrong reasons. Up next is Trainer Marnie in the finals for is this the semis? The semifinals, for the Pokemon League. I'm level 92 now after some grinding. We bug buzz down the Liepard, no problem. Marnie isn't really a threat here. She gets me in this round by the thick of my hair. Barely gets me. Which is lucky her, you know. Swagger happens, you know, whatever. I bug buzz. I hit myself. I have some really bad confusion luck here. But hey, I still got him. And we move on to Toxicroak, which is my least favorite Pokemon on our team. Not because I have a Snom, but because in general runs, I've just had bad runs with that Toxicroak in the past. This run did not go over well when fighting this Toxicroak. I just couldn't. The poison eventually succumbed to me, and then Venoshock worked, and then I died. But we come back again at the Toxicroak. You know what happened before. We use Icy Wind this time. We're confused, but we're doing our very best with Icy Wind. We snap out of confusion from the Scrafty earlier, and then we just keep going. We just keep on going. In honest opinion, I don't know why I stopped on the XP menu that long. Morpeko's out next. You know what happens to Morpeko. It just get bug buzzed. Ugh, God. I can't speak. I've been narrating for 40 minutes straight. Please help. But no, seriously. Here comes the Grimmsnarl, her Dynamax Pokemon. Honestly, I just got unlucky here. If I had a bit more health, I probably would have won this. I can't remember. Did I think I did lose this part. Again. So I summon this out. It's interesting. It's quite interesting what happens here. I just can't take it anymore. I just couldn't. It's G-Max Snooze. My Snom gets... No, I think I actually won this. Never mind. I won this round. Barely. I forgot I won this. See, I can't even remember anymore what happened. Like, this happened like a week ago. Yeah, I won against the G-Maxed Grimmsnarl. And we move on to fight against Hop. The last Hop encounter of the entire game. And my God, I was so happy that I would never, ever have to fight this man again. I beat him first try. I was so happy I beat him first try. Like, you have no idea. Oh, man. Beating this man was my most monumental achievement. Here's his Corvisquire doing nothing again. He tried to confuse me. It didn't help him all that much. And now, here's a Snorlax, the only Pokemon that was a remote threat to me in the first place. I'm not even worried about Dynamaxing or anything against him, because Hop is not a threat to me anymore. He lost all threat ability after the last fight. And here he is, just sending out things like Pinurchin. You know what happens to Pinurchin. I Bug Buzz, he's gone, you know? It's that simple. It is that simple. And I'm so glad it was that simple, man. Let me tell you. Here's Rillaboom. Out on the field again. I just Bug Buzz. He's gone. It's that simple. It is that simple. I'm so glad it was that easy. He Dynamaxes the Rillaboom. So what? You think I'm going to Dynamax the Snom? This is the hardest finesse I do on him the whole game. Is I don't Dynamax, take a crit, and then just Bug Buzz his Dynamax to death. I feel so mean for doing that. But it is the hardest flex I will get the entire run. And I'm happy for it. Up next is... This is where things went to crap. Let me tell you this. Okay? This is where I hit level 100. Here's how things went. Frostlass is the most annoying... Shoutouts to Jolie Becker. This is the most annoying Pokemon in the entire run. But let me tell you something. If I can avoid getting burned... and double teamed on, this is one of the easiest fights. All I have to do is get lucky. Unfortunately, I didn't get footage of me being lucky, so I will explain what happened. I got real lucky. The Frostlass only used double team twice. The Salazzle I was able to kill with relative ease using the same strategy, but it missed. The Tsareena I was easily able to kill with Icy Wind. I got the Garbodor eventually, using Max Mindstorm. It was a one-shot with that. As for the Milotic earlier, I just used Bug Buzz and it kept spamming Recover, which is kind of a... This is the luckiest run on this I ever got. I'll be surprised if Poketips actually, when he comes back to doing this run, beats Olina. Because that was hard. I really want to see her do it. But anyway, eventually I beat her. We've been using the Eviolite the whole time to tank up our defenses. Next up is Gym Leader Bede. And let me tell you, this is where Bede gets his revenge for the easy runs that we had against him throughout the entire game. And I don't know. It probably came down to his first Pokemon kind of screwing me over. Even though I get a good crit here, he Iron Heads me every time, and I very easily could have avoided one Iron Head had I not used Attract. That's what cost me this first round. His Gardevoir does absolutely nothing. It uses Wish and Calm Mind the entire run. And I don't know what to say. It was baffling how easy that was. So, you know, I don't know what to say. This Gardevoir used Psychic once. This was the only recorded attempt I believe I have of it using a move other than Wish and Calm Mind. Anyway, Rapidash went down in one hit because Rapidash is a weak Pokemon. I don't know why I got to 69 health again. Nice, but you know, I don't know. I didn't win this one strictly because of health. I shouldn't have taken that extra Iron Head. And from there, I learned my mistakes, and things went a lot better for me. And I'm glad things went a lot better for me after I did that. So here's Hatterene. Hatterene's about to check my vibe. And I honestly could have won this fight. I also forgot it knew Max Flare. I don't remember what fire move Hatterene has at the end. There was only 2 fights in this entire game I researched, which were Kabu and Olina. I didn't expect Olina to be one of the harder challenges in this run. It took me forever and a lot of luck to beat her, but honestly, Bede was just a fluke. I lost to Bede on a fluke, which was horrible. I max Flutterby. Get the Max Mindstorm going on from the other side. Max Flutterby, it's gone. And I beat Bede. And man, let me tell you, at this point I'm wondering, can a level 100 Snom persist for much longer? I'm really starting to get startled. Anyway, Gym Leader Nessa time. And let me tell you how well this fight went. It went sort of similar to how it went the first time, except Dreadnought got smart. There was one run that was sacred, and the only run I was able to win on Nessa was because I did not take additional damage from First Impression because Golisopod didn't use First Impression on me. Every time I fought this Pelipper, though, it only used Tailwind and Roost. I believe I have footage of it using Air Slash once, and I didn't even use it, because most of her Pokemon just went down with ease to Bug Buzz, the only exception being Pelipper and Dreadnought. Her Barraskewda outsped me, so I was able to pop off a Liquidation, but I figured if I could avoid First Impression damage, I wouldn't have to worry for next round. So obviously I take out most of her Pokemon with ease, and she's down to her last one. It's her Dreadnought. Go figure, right? Of course it's the Dreadnought. Of course it's Dreadnought, you know? What else would it have been? What else would it have been? Oh my god, man. You know, I probably would have won this one if it wasn't for Max Rockfall. However, next time I got smarter and used a combination of Max Guards to stall her out, I can survive one Max Guard. I mean, not Max Guard. One Max Rockfall. If I was at full health, I would have done a lot better. See, I just need 2 Max Flutterbys to take her out. So I Max Guard, then Max Flutterby, then Max Guard again, and apparently Snom on the ground outspeeds Dreadnought for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, here's where the run killer is. Gym Leader Alistair has a Dusknoir as his first Pokemon. This Dusknoir has Rock Tomb. And if that wasn't bad enough, his next Pokemon is Chandelure, which has Mystical Fire. And then, if that wasn't bad enough, the furthest I got that wasn't shown on camera was Cursula, which you all know has Ancient Power. I even Dynamaxed to try and get through this, and I just couldn't. This is where the run hit its massive roadblock, and I just couldn't win, and it was just done. I just couldn't win anymore. I could get through the Dusknoir, I could get through the Chandelure if I Dynamaxed, but I can't break through that many super effective hits back to back with one Snom. Alice, even if I had the best RNG in the world, I would still lose this fight. And this is where it's just at its end. And I just have to say, thank you everyone so much for watching the Snom only run. This is where it ends for us all.
Well, that was the Snom only run on Pokemon Sword and Shield. If you like content like this, comment down below your own challenge runs I should do in the future. Just keep in mind, these videos take a lot of time to do. This one took me approximately 3 weeks to finish. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video and maybe consider subscribing for more gaming videos and also dropping a like, which is graciously appreciated. See you all next time.